I will be talking about the enforcement of the tobacco control law, which is known as COTPA 2003 today. Next, please. Briefly summarizing the global and national policies about tobacco control law, tobacco control, legislations and policies. At national level, we are having National Health Policy, SDG Framework, Framework Convention Treaty for Tobacco Control, Empower Policies, Tobacco Control Program, COTPA 2003. Specifically, I will be talking about COTPA 2003 enforcement. And then we have multiple regulations which supports tobacco control, Food Safety Standard Act, Drug and Cosmetic Act, Electronic Cigarette Provision of Electronic Cigarette Act, Juvenile Justice Act, and Vendor License Act, and Municipality Act. Next, please. Yes, the COTPA 2003, the Indian Tobacco Control Act, it talks about demand and supply reduction, and the full name is the Cigarette and Other Tobacco Products Prohibition of Advertisement, Regulation of Trade, Commerce, Supply, Distribution, and Production, Supply, and Distribution Act, 2003. Next, please. The key provision of this act are Section 4 talks about ban on smoking in public places. Section 6 talks about ban on sale to the minors by the minors, and we cannot sell tobacco within 100 yards of education institution as per the law. And the Section 5 says there should not be any direct or indirect advertisement of tobacco products. And Section 7 says there should be pack warning, which are specified by Government of India from time to time on tobacco packets. You cannot sell tobacco products without these pack warnings. But the most important thing is that there is a provision, Section 29 of this act, that the law enforcers are protected in a way that if their intention is to implement this law, but if something wrong is done by them, and which is in good spirit, then there should not be any prosecution against that law enforcement person in any court of the law in India. Next, please. Now, coming to the provision that is which is Section 4 of this Tobacco Control Act, where we talk about ban on smoking in public places. It means if somebody is smoking in a public place, it is a clear violation of Section 4 of this Act. Then the question comes, what is a public place? Public place is a place where the public has access, whether it is a matter of right or not. It is something like that: park, bus stand, restaurant, hotels, and stadiums, airports, railway stations, etc. It is a violation if somebody is found smoking there. But if there is no smoking signage, there is no smoking signage, which is specified as per the Act, it is also a violation. It means that the in charge of the premises of a public place has to display the no smoking signage in the public place. Otherwise, he is liable to pay fine. If the signage is there, but it is not as per the law, if there is no mention of the name of the authority on that signage, that where the reporting of the violation has to be done, and if there is a presence of smoking aid, ashtray, etc. in the public place, maybe in a restaurant or hotel, and if the in charge of the premises is not acting on the violation, for example, somebody is smoking in a restaurant but the owner is not saying anything, it means the owner is liable to pay a fine equal to the number of offenses. If the 5 persons are smoking in the restaurant, the in charge of the restaurant has to pay 1,000 fine. That is equal to the number of offenses. And there are some exemptions also where the person can smoke. A hotel having more than 30 rooms, a restaurant having more than 30 capacity, and airports can have the designated smoking areas, but the specification has to be met as per the requirement of the rule 2008. There should be a negative pressure. The smoke should not enter in other area and other to the visitors there, and there should not be any service in that designated area. Next, please. Next, please. Next, please. Next. Next. Yes, this is the signage. Previous one, sir. This is the signage which should be displayed in Hindi or English or in local language in every public place, and it is the responsibility of the in charge. If you find that this signage is not in public place, if you are a law enforcing agency, you can find that in charge of the premises. Next, please. We are having a very long list of law enforcers under section 4, even every in charge of the public place, even Anganwadi worker, medical officer in charge of the PSC, everybody, school teacher, headmaster, every in charge of the, even the restaurant owner, all are authorized, but very few person are taking action on these violations, but we need to enforce the law if we want to see the result. Next, please. Next, please. Yes. Now talking about the section 6, which section 6 says that there should not be any sale to the minors by the minors and around the 100 yards of education institutions. But a signage has to be displayed in every education institution that the sale of tobacco products around 100 yards of this education institution is offense. Next, please. Next, please. Yes. Another violation is if the seller, tobacco vendor, is not displaying this signage. This is also a violation. It means that there are three kind of mandatory signages: no smoking, ban on no sale of tobacco within 100 yards of education institutions, and uh, below 18 years. These three signages has to be displayed in the appropriate place. Otherwise, it is a violation of the law. Next, please. In schools, even school headmaster, principal, panchayat representatives, all are authorized to take action. If somebody is selling tobacco products to the minors, by the minors, and around schools. Next, please. Yes, the punishment under section 4 and 6 is up to 200 rupees. It may be 50 rupees, 100 rupees. It depends upon the law enforcing agency that how poor the person is, can he pay fine or not. But the overall responsibility to make a place public smoke free is the responsibility of the in charge of that public place. For example, the hotel restaurant owner is responsible to make the restaurant smoke free. Next, please. Next, please. Yes. Now coming to the tougher kind of things. Section 4 and 6 are compoundable offenses. But now I will be talking about the section 5. Previous slides. The common violation under section 5 are if there is a advertisement which is direct of tobacco products, the advertisement through TV, radio, electronic or print media, whatever we call. But these offenses are non-compoundable, but they are available. Every case booked under section 5 will go to the court of law. I will tell you later that how prosecution is done. Next, please. These are the few photographs of common violations. You cannot have such, colored, illuminated, and branded. You cannot put brand name on the, tobacco advertisement. Next, please. Next. These are all violations. Next. You cannot have smoking scenes. These are all, violations. Yes. Previous ones. Yes, this one. Next. 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 Yes. There is exemption that if somebody is selling tobacco, he can put this board, and two maximum boards are permissible in one place. It is a black and white board, size of 60 centimeter into 45 centimeter, where he can put these names only. Otherwise, he cannot put like Foursquare, like any brand product. It should be black and white board, and this is allowed in a tobacco selling shop, but no other board is allowed. Next, please. Yes, this is a very highly punishable offense. If somebody is found guilty of section 5 of Kotpa, there is a imprisonment for 2 years or fine up to 1000 rupees in the first conviction, and it may go up to 5000 rupees and 5-year imprisonment for the subsequent second uh, offense. Next, please. Now, a little bit about Section 5. Government of India has notified that there should be 85% pack warning, 60% picture, and 25% tax on each packet of tobacco product. This is again a bailable and non-compoundable offense. It means that the case will go to the court. Next, please. These are all violations because the specifications are not met. Next, please. Yes, this is the pack warning which should be displayed on each tobacco packet. Otherwise, it is a violation of the law. And next, please. And there is a under section 7, there is a punishment up to 5 years and fine up to 10,000 rupees. And it is a, again I told that it is a bailable, but it is a non-compoundable offense. Next, please. If you seize these products, then you cannot retain these products under section 5 and 7 for more than 90 years. You have to take special permission from the judge, from the district judge, that the case is listed on this date. I need to retain these products, kindly allow me. Then the permission is granted. Law enforcers for section 5 and 7 are from police department, food officer, drug officer, excise officers, and others, superintendent, etc., and administrative officer. What are the enforcement tools? If you are going for enforcement of section 4, 5, 6, and 7, you should have, preferably you should make a team. You should not go alone. Otherwise, you are authorized to take action. You should have a challan book, because challan book is a procedure that how the case prosecution has to be launched in the court. If somebody is not paying fine, then the challan will go to the court like traffic challan. You should have a receipt book. There you have to give the receipt to the person after taking the fine. You should have seizure memo if you are seizing the material under section 5 and 7. You should have a complaint form. On that form, you will launch the prosecution to the court in the court of law. And there, if there are big boards and hoarding, then you can sign a surety bond with the Gram Panchayat Pradhan or some renowned person that, if this premises has been sealed, that you are the custodian of this premises as per the surety bond. You should have cloth, candle, matchbox, seal tape, etc., because you have to seal that material also. Next, please. This is the sample of challan. Next, please. This is the sample of receipt. Next. Now, under Food Safety Standard Act, many states in India, almost most of the states has banned this gutka. Gutka is a mix of tobacco with pan masala. Raw pan masala and pure pan masala and pure tobacco is not banned. But if they are mixed, we call that as a gutka. Gutka is banned. Canny is a gutka. Canny is a gutka because it is a mix of tobacco and this pan masala. What the companies are doing? They are selling these products in a separate pouch, and then we are not able to take action. Next, please. Yes, these are the state and district level committees which has to be notified under section 5, but they can act on each and every component of tobacco control. What we have done in the state, we have authorized this committee to take action against section 5, 7, and every kind of violations. Next, please. They are monitoring committees basically. Then we have the flying squads. At state level, we are having a team. At district level, we are having a team comprising officers from health, food, drug, and your excise persons are there. They are the flying squad. They are the teams. They go to the places. District level flying squad go to the different divisions, subdivisions of the district. The block level go to the different areas, different villages of that block for enforcement. Next, please. Then one of the things which we have done in Himachal Pradesh, that is we are using the fine collected as from tobacco violations for tobacco control in the state, because there is always scarcity of money for tobacco control. We are using this money for IC activities and for fuel, even for the vehicles when we are going for raid and ride, for marathons, for IC activities, for training purpose. This fund is being used. Next, please. Now, in 2019, the need was felt that electronic cigarette has been introduced by tobacco industry, and we don't have a specific law for that. Government of India enacted a very specific law, which is known as PECCA, Prohibition of Electronic Cigarette Act 2019, which talks about there should be no production, manufacture, import, export, transport, sale, distribution, storage, and advertisement of electronic cigarette in India. It means that e-cigarette, if you find anywhere, it is a clear cut violation. You can seize that. You can take the case to the court. The court will decide the minimum fine is 50,000 rupees for this violation. It means that there should not be any use, distribution, sale of electronic cigarette in India from 2019 onward. Next, please. Dr. Rakesh Gupta from Chandigarh has done, you have done a wonderful job for this enactment of this legislation. Himachal Pradesh is having a very specific act that we cannot sell loose tobacco, single cigarette in Himachal Pradesh, and there should be not any vendor without vendor licensing. From 2016, we have started, licensing vendors in Himachal Pradesh, and you will see next, in few years that nobody can sell tobacco in Himachal Pradesh without those, licenses. We started tobacco control in Himachal Pradesh in 2009. We involved the senior bureaucrats, senior, chief minister, politicians in a campaign mode. Next, please. And then in 2010, we made Shimla city as the first smoke-free city, which was evidence-based. Although two cities, Chandigarh and this Jhunjhunu, were declared before Shimla city as smoke-free, but the evidence-based Shimla is the first evidence-based smoke-free city. Next, please. Then we started multiple, campaigns, signature campaign by health minister. Next, please. We awarded all those people, those who were working for tobacco control through Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh from time to time. Next, please. And in 2010, the day came when one of the villages in Himachal Pradesh, they declared themselves as tobacco free. Then we did the assessment that there was no use, no sale, no entry of any tobacco products in that area. And till date, we are able to sustain the tobacco free status of this village. Next, please. We awarded the villagers, the Gram Panchayat Pradhan and the villagers through Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh for making that villagers tobacco free. Next, please. Then we got the WHO award for tobacco control in 2011 for NGO and in 2012 for state government in Himachal Pradesh. Next, please. In 2013, we made and we declared the entire state of Himachal Pradesh as smoke free. Smoke free does not mean that nobody is smoking in Himachal Pradesh, but the public places up to 90% are smoke free. This was the criteria. Next, please. Yes, we try to increase the taxes on tobacco products from time to time before GST. Next, please. We are having the state-specific tobacco-free education institution guidelines and tobacco-free panchayat guidelines. The guidelines are there from Government of India also for schools, but we have a third-party evaluation system for schools, and there is a cash award of 5 lakh rupees if a panchayat achieves tobacco-free status. We have done the assessment in more than 1,000 panchayats in Himachal Pradesh, and 2 panchayat has qualified to be certified as tobacco-free. Next, please. This is the campaign, tobacco-free campaign in schools and various levels. Next, please. This is the state level, coordination committee. Next, please. This is the reporting which we are collecting on monthly basis from the field. That what was the target of our schools, that where the workshops has to be organized about the tobacco free, how many has been done and how many has been declared out of that as tobacco free, how many panchayat has been covered and how many has been declared as tobacco free, and in how many panchayat the work is going on, how many enforcement is happening, and how many persons are availing the tobacco cessation services. This is the monthly reporting format which we are collecting from the districts, and districts are collecting from the sub-district level. Next, please. And in Himachal Pradesh, we have launched prosecutions and we have convicted people for violation of Section 5 and 7. Not only for direct advertisement, for even for indirect advertisement. We know the mechanism that how the cases will go to the court. The flying squad will visit, they will seize the material, they will do the photography, they will fill up the challan form, they will fill up the then they will fill up the complaint form, the seizure memo, then the case will land to the court. They are the violation of section 5 and 7, and then there is the case is listed in the court, and then finally the judgment comes. There is also a imprisonment has been awarded to persons in the state of Himachal Pradesh for violation of section 5 and 7. Next, please. This is the summary of the activities what we have done. Next, please. I have already explained most of the things. This is the challan and the fine being collected as from the violators, which is being used for tobacco control activities in the state of Himachal Pradesh. Next, please. From 2010 to 2014, we are collecting this information. As per GATS, there is a substantial decline in tobacco use in Himachal Pradesh. It has came down from 21 to 16%. Next, please. Next, please. Yes, as per GYTS, we are previous ones. We are having the lowest prevalence of tobacco use amongst school children from 13 to 15 year age group. It means that our school-based tobacco control program is, showing impact. Next, please. We also received the WHO award for in 2013 for tobacco control. Next, please. This is how the political system is involved in tobacco control. Next, please. Himachal was awarded for tobacco free youth campaign in 2023. The results for 24 is just to come. Next, please. This is a unique thing. We have done a study that there is a reduction in tobacco use. Whether there is a reduction in tobacco-related diseases due to tobacco control in Himachal Pradesh or not, it is under publication. But I have, shown the preliminary findings. Yes, we can say that due to tobacco control, there is an impact on tobacco-related diseases, and the tobacco-related diseases are coming down in the state of Himachal Pradesh. This is the first study of its own kind in entire India. Next, please. The key achievement, I have already enlisted all those things. Next, please. These are the decision of the latest state level coordination committee 24 that we need to achieve tobacco free education institution, tobacco free panchayat, vendor licensing, hookah bars has to be curtailed, tobacco station should be focus area, indirect advertisement, smuggled tobacco, e-cigarette ban, reconstitution of flying squad, and health promotion policy. They are all within the ambient of this tobacco control program. We have very clear targets. In 2010, the tobacco use was 22%. As per GATS 2016, it has came down to 16%. The current tobacco use is 11.6%. The target for 2025 is below 10% by 2025, and we need to reduce it below 5% by 2030. This is our SDG target, and we are working very, comprehensively and very minutely to achieve these targets. Next, please. I think that's all from my side, that how Himachal Pradesh is progressing, how the law is being enforced, and how we are utilizing the fund for tobacco control. Thank you very much.